Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at Kushinada again, and this time we will take a team full of Ryomas through. I have 3 Ryomas, so we'll bring 3 of him, and then we'll bring a Max Luck Izanami. And then, yeah, when I was just beginning to play Kushinada, I would always take Ryoma in. I got him pretty early, and he was very useful for me. But I never thought to bring more than 1. Because he's only got 1 of the gimmicks. He doesn't have no warp, and then he's not very good at being a support character. He's more of an attacker, and if I had a team full of attackers, I don't know if that would work too well. So I always used to play with just 1 Ryoma. But with his new form, and then with his new bump combo especially, it's a good idea to use a bunch of him at once. And then what kind of separates which characters are good for using multiples of and which aren't really is kind of their bump combo. And then especially bump combos that are either very powerful or have a lot of hits to them. And then, yeah, Ryoma's Spark Bullet, of course, falls into the latter category. Lots and lots of hits. And so if we use a lot of him at once, they kind of build off each other and then get more powerful. So yeah, these early stages I'm playing basically just to get out as many bump combos as I can. And yeah, as you can see, they're really doing the work for me. They're getting rid of a lot of the little guys. And then as the mission progresses, no gravity barrier becomes less and less important, and then no warp becomes more important. So I was kind of worried about how this would play towards the end of the mission, but we'll see how that turns out. And yeah, once we get to the boss, or once we get to like the Spritzer mini-boss, then it might be in our, it might be to our advantage to go for more direct hits, since of course Ryoma keeps his Slayer. But all of the other stages, maybe we can just get away with using the bump combo. Okay, pretty good. And in the back of my mind, I have sort of an idea to make a second Max Luck of Kushinada. And I'm always keeping an eye out for characters that would make that really, really easy. If it were easy enough to do that, then I might go ahead to do that. And then, yeah, this playthrough was kind of a test, just to see how sort of mindless it would make Kushinada. That's my goal, is to use characters that just make the mission mindless. If I could farm Kushinada as easily as, like, say, an extreme mission, then it might be worth my time and effort to make the second Max Luck of Kushinada. Okay, so here's the mini-boss of Spritzer, and then as we saw, all of the bump combos, they very quickly took out all of the little guys. And yeah, then we can kind of focus damage on the big Spritzer. When everybody's lined up well, then I can get out lots of bump combos. If they're lined up well in a different way, then I can just do direct attack on the boss's weak point. Alright, I would like to get the gold heart here, but I thought it wouldn't be worth, you know, waiting a turn. So we just went ahead and got rid of the Spritzer, and then we will take that poison damage. Which is not a big deal, since I have so many max hit points anyways. Oh boy, lots of hits. Alright, here's where it starts to get tricky, is when there's lots of warps coming out. Kind of the best thing we can do with Ryoma is just kind of jump in the warp and then hope you come out a certain way. And this one turned out okay. I could get some direct hits and then some bump combos out. Right, there's one bump combo. One direct hit, and that'll do it. Great. Alright, so we're in the boss, and all those early stages just took us the 4.5 minutes, so that's pretty good. Alright, Izanami is not in good position. She is stuck behind that Gaia. So we'll try, whenever it's her turn, to get her out of there. And unfortunately, none of my Ryomas are in very good position. Actually, the 2P that stopped moving, he's in decent position. He can do the left and right attack. But my other two are just sitting on top of warps, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to get good use out of them. And then, yeah, because they can't really move around that well with all the warps, it's especially important for Izanami to get her turn out. We'll see if we can get her out here. Okay, great. Okay, some bump combos and some hearts, so we're in pretty good shape. And then this stage in particular, I feel like kind of has like a hard deadline. You really have to beat this stage by a certain amount of turns, or all of the kind of combined attacks are going to take you out. But as we're going to see here, we're going to take a pretty long time on this stage, but we'll end up being fine, actually. And then part of that is just because the max HP is so high. And then also my heart luck is decent as well. But yeah, that was pretty much an empty attack there. And another empty attack, pretty much. Alright, here comes the very important Izanami's turn. Here we can get out all of the bump combos, and then also grab the hearts. And then, as a result, a couple of my Ryomas are in a decent position. This Ryoma, however, is still in bad position, so we'll just jump in the warp again. Alright, a couple hits on the boss, so that's okay. Okay, here we'll kind of weave in between the warps, get a hit on the weak point, come back, get another, pretty good. And yeah, I believe it's been over 10 turns on this stage, but we're still doing fine. I'm sure that's the longest I've ever spent on this stage and still surviving. Okay, second boss stage. And this one I usually consider easier than either the first or the third stage. Alrighty, so get out some good bump combos. And there are the warps, but for whatever reason I have an easier time with the warps using Ryoma here than on other stages. Alright, so we're taking some pretty good damage, but I think this is going to be the most damage we ever take at one time. Okay, pretty good. Getting rid of some little guys. Alright, so much fewer warps now, so we have a pretty clear shot at the weak point of the boss. Alright, awesome. Okay, and then if we are using Ryoma, we would like to begin the final stage with Ryoma, so that we can use his command strike shot without any warps out. So we'll go ahead and do that here. And yeah, Guide is kind of cool on Pierce characters, especially for how you can see yourself bouncing off walls. That can be a big help. Okay, so thankfully I will hit everybody, and that will clear out all of the little guys, and then do almost 2 million damage to the boss. So that was a pretty good use of that. And then here with Ryoma, we kind of want him around the corners of Kushinada, and then hope for a weak point to come either on a vertical or a horizontal line. And then we can just, follow that line to do good damage to the boss. But we do have a kind of a backup plan, which is to get out all of the bump combos, so that works pretty well. Alright, so here we got Izanami. We will try to hit everybody, and then Kushinada has the kind of the angry mark above her head, which means she'll take extra damage, so that'll kind of multiply the damage that she takes from the meteor. So yeah, we cleared the field, did some good damage to the boss, and then we'll get back to the business of doing damage to Kushinada. Okay, and then here we're going to have one of the Ryomas pretty much lined up with the weak point. So I'm going to use him kind of as, or use the strike shot sort of as a speed and power up, and then concentrate that attack on the weak point. But as a bonus, we'll hit our other teammates and then get even more damage out. So yeah, pretty darn smooth, pretty fast as well. I think about 10 minutes or less. And yeah, I might get started on my second Max Luck Kushinada with a couple of Ryomas in there. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care.